Yesterday we had a trend day up with multiple distribution, and I did miss some really good opportunities. First of all, I could have expected that we get higher, and since we broke above both previous day high and overnight high with an open drive, we didn't made any correction to the downside, so all this activity was fueling move up. So once we got maybe above overnight high in B period, this could be possibly long, and later maybe in B period, once we get above this overnight high and those selling tails we had in those 2 days. Another opportunity was I took a short here in H or I don't remember, and I got a reaction here. I didn't exit at the any good place because I was hoping that we can get lower. My argument was that we broke above this weekly balance high and failed, so that we will rotate lower, but I became too greedy, and this was flawed reasoning, because we had two sets of single prints. We had trend day up, clearly value was higher on the day. We had this really tight range just above balance, just around balance high, so odds were that we will continue higher, and this was here was also session view up, so and halfway back at the time, so this was really nice opportunity to get long, and I was contemplating going long here, but because I was in a short trade, I didn't flip, or I didn't engage in long here, and this is really big mistake on my part. Exit would be just below singles fill, and this is a trade I'd like to take every time to get back to this bulk of volume and possibly clean questionable high. I don't expect such big rally, but at least this reaction, which is decent R, if I have a stop loss just around ace high, almost everything was pointing up, so this is a mistake on my part. I did another questionable trade, which is shorting here. I had this low volume node, and my reasoning was that I like to short here with exit just above this high volume node, so I was risking quite a lot, and my expectation was that if not late in the day, then in the overnight early on we can revisit this point of control, or at least fill the single print. So this was not that risky trade because it should work quite often, but my exit was I think too secure. I should have put it right around maybe few points above today's high, because if I exit here, I have to be almost always right, and it depends if I expect we revisit the spike or we revisit point of control. This is poor R, below 1, so I don't like that much this type of trades. this time it worked out. And going into what happened in the overnight, we were balancing between high volume nodes from yesterday, and the latest move is to the upside, so inventory got slightly long, but overall balance. We are having possibility to gap up. I, I write poor, and here it looks like it's poop, so it's funny. Anyway, going into today's session, I think that if we can get higher, and certainly we can, because we broke out of last week's balance, we can get into those areas which are last swing highs that are questionable. We don't have good access there. Well, this day was an excessive day, but this area was tested few times, and every time we got a seller. So now if we can get above 30 to 20, we might have some bigger move up. I think it's a level that is going to be very important in nearest future. So if we can get to here, I think we can expect a bounce early on from around 15 to 20. But I think this is the magnet, this is the area that is dragging the price. So if we can get an early pullback, for example, to spike base or to point of control from yesterday, I think that I can enter longs. Everything points north until we break below yesterday pullback low, which is also value area low. So this is the level that change took place, or even yesterday's low. But if we can get below this pullback low value and build value below, then daily value will be overlapping or overlapping to lower, so it will be very hard to get this momentum to the upside. So if we get here and reject below this pullback low, I think it's good long. If we start building value here, I wouldn't be that eager to enter longs. If we make an access higher, for example, to this low volume node and get back into overnight range, it's okay to get short. However, it depends if we will get gap or not, and if we build some volume on the way up. If we can get light volume and pull back, then it will be nicer short to get at least to this point of control from overnight. Well, maybe volume point of control is a better area to target. It's also a saddle and low volume node from the composite. Overall, I think we can build higher value today, at least overlapping to higher. First important reference is the spike base, and trading above spike base is positive for the market. Second very important area is singles, and until they hold, it is also quite positive. First very important resistance is going to be this area.